Marcus Clark, serve as pastor of the Love Fellowship Church in East Topeka. Another attempt to make a difference in our community and serve this present age and serve our community. And of course, the privilege and the honor to be invited by Ms. Stacey Lyddon to speak on behalf of suicide prevention for NAMI Kansas. It's a privilege and an honor. We don't take it lightly. The experiences we've had in that area, of course, it touches so many lives and so many folks. And so just to be able to say something in this area and to offer help and aid and assistance to anyone suffering and so many families that are touched by these tragedies is something we couldn't pass up, and it's a privilege and an honor to be here. So the suicide in the African American community has essentially been a taboo topic for decades now, or let me paraphrase that and simply say for too long. For too long, it's been one of the taboo topic things that we don't discuss. It's just something that happens, and then we try to figure out the narrative, and families try to shape the narrative, because there's also this air of shame that the family carries and whatnot, because there's a wide range of emotions. People start to feel so many different emotions flooding them at once. And so I'm so thankful for organizations and work such as this that heightens the awareness, that talk about it in our own ministry that my wife and I lead right in East Topeka. A young man. So when you do organic ministry the way we do it, grassroots, your kids go to school with the community's kids and they make friends, and those friends become sons and daughters to you, right? And so you start to raise them in faith and that whole thing. And so one of the young people's father took his own life a few years back, and he's like a son to us. And of course, you can only imagine my son having his friend lose his father in that way, but then the family entrusted us to come and minister at that time. And that was one of the toughest calls I ever got, was to come. The relationship, because of the community work that I do, I'd already been in a relationship with the law enforcement community. So when I showed up on the scene, they weren't really that surprised that I served as pastor, but to minister and walk with that family from then until now. That young man is still a part of our lives, and we check on him and whatnot. And it's, and let me say this too, I don't know where this fits, but even some of the decisions we've watched him make, I give great grace in decisions, because it's clear that some of the decisions that he makes in this stage of his life are a direct result of the absence of his father. And I hope that makes sense to someone, that the absence of his dad, that the grief that he feels, his dad was a veteran, and so particularly around like Memorial Day and holidays, he gets into these head spaces, and we have to minister to him and walk him through that. And it's a privilege and an honor to be able to walk with him.